Hello everyone, welcome to section 1, lecture 2, compiling assets. So today we are going to see how to compile our assets, particularly the CSS styles. So we're going to see what is webmix, the thing used to compile our assets in Laravel. We're going to install Node.js and npm, create a new custom CSS file, link it to our template, make changes and compile them, and finally add a navbar, showcase Jumbotron, and a footer. So if we go to Laravel website, we're going to find that Laravel Mix provides a fluent API for defining Webpack build steps for your Laravel application using several common CSS and JavaScript preprocessors. So take a look at this code, and if we go to our project, we're going to find this code in the Webpack Mix file. Okay, so it's the same code, and if you see, we have two files, one public/gs, and we can see it from here, app.js. So this is compiled and minified, and the same thing happens with the CSS file, which is also compiled and minified. We are going to work with these files and not the ones on the public folder. We go to resources, SAS, and here is our file. And we have JS app.js, and you can see that Vue is included here, which is a JavaScript front-end framework. So we are going to work with those files and make changes on them as well. You can, of course, you can work with plain CSS, but now we are going to use SAS. So now that we've seen what is webmix, we should go and install Node.js, which also installs npm. Let's check the first item of our list. That's it. Now we have to install Node. So let's search for Node.js page. Here it is. And we're going to download the long-term support and just open it. As I said, you don't need to look out for npm because Node.js installs npm as well. So let's click next on all steps and wait for this to install. It's pretty fast, so let's wait until it's finished. Now let's take a look at the Laravel page. The only remaining step is to install Laravel Mix, of course, so we should run npm install within our directory, our project directory, which is in my case development basic website, as we created it on the last video. So just type npm install. Okay, so this could take a while, and in the meantime I'll show you what is this doing on the background. Great, so let's return to our code, and if we look to our package.json, we see that this is installing many packages like Axios, which is a HTTP client, Bootstrap, the CSS framework, jQuery, Laravel Mix, of course, and for example, Vue, and other dependencies as well. So let's take a look at variables as CSS, where we have the color of the body background, font family, and other stuff for our page. Great, so this is done. Great, the next thing to do is to create our own custom CSS file. You can see that this variable file, it is imported from the app as CSS, like this. And now we're going to create our custom file in this folder. So I'm going to call it _custom.scss, and we need to import it into our app as CSS file, like this. At import custom, you don't need the underscore because it really knows where to look. And now that we have our custom file, we can link it into our template. So let's type link and hit enter. And we just need to change the name, which is, of course, app CSS. Okay, which is this one, as we've seen, that is compiled and minified. So let's try to serve our application and see if there is any change. Okay, we don't need that, we need 8,000. And of course, it's the same thing. Now we just need to try changing something from the variables file. Let's open it. And for example, we're going to change the background color to black and see if it works. Okay, so it's not working because we need to compile these assets. Okay, and this is made by entering our directory and just type npm run dev, which is going to compile every asset of our project. You can see that it is compiling it, and now it's done. You can see here app CSS and app.js. So if we update or refresh our page, now the background is black. We can, of course, change it back. But before doing that, we're going to run a command. So npm watches every time a file is changed. So we don't have to run npm run dev every time we make changes to our assets. So this is compiling automatically every time. You can see that if we change this file, it is compiling it. And now we have changed our background again. Okay. So this is running all the time. And now we can check this item out, and we have created a new custom CSS file. We've linked it to our template. We've made some changes and compiled them. Now it's the turn to add a navbar. For this, we're going to open a new web page and look for getbootstrap.com. Let's type, let's click on examples, and we're looking for a starter template here. And if we press Ctrl U, we're going to see the source code. And I'm going to grab the entire nav class, which ends here. So let's copy this and add it to our template. Or better, we should add a new include file, which is going to be called navbar.blade.php. And we're going to paste this code on this file. Let's just save it and include it into our template. In the beginning of the body. So let's include inc navbar. And let's see how it goes. Great, so here is our navbar. Let's make some fixes. I'm going to remove the search box. Great, it's done. Now I don't want the navbar link either. I'm going to remove also the drop down, which is down here. Okay, done. And now we want 3 links: home, contact, and about. Let's remove this disabled item. And add a new one. So we have home. I want this clear as well. And now we have home, about, and contact. Great. So it's not working because we have to add the links to them. I'm going to remove the active class as well. So for the refs, let's try with slash for home, slash about for about, and of course slash contact for contact. Okay, so let's see how it goes. And we have home, about, and contact. Now you can see this navbar is fixed. So let's remove the fixed top class. And this way we can see all of our page's content: home, about, and contact. Okay? Great. So we have our navbar with our links, and it's time to give more style to our pages. So let's go back to our template, and in the body we're going to add a div class container, because we're using Bootstrap, and another class with call MD8 and call LG8. That way we have a column layout, and I'm going to put the content on it. And for our sidebar, I'm going to make a class with call MD4 and call LG4. Let's put the sidebar content on it. And the navbar goes on the top. Sorry, the sidebar needs to go inside the column D4. Okay, let's see. Okay, we have home and the sidebar is not where it should be. I think I forgot, yeah, a div class row. And we have to wrap all the contents. Let's rearrange this. Okay, let's refresh. And now we have our home title and our sidebar. Let's take this appended text and add it a paragraph tag. So it goes below the sidebar text. Great. Now we're done. And I want to change the sidebar class for card. So it looks like more like a card, I think. And I have this text outside the card. We'll change the show directive. And now it's outside the card. Great. So now I have our sidebar finished. And I want to add a paragraph to our home page. You could type lorem and hit enter. I have our lorem ipsum text. Great. And let's make the same thing for our other two pages. Just type p lorem. And let's change the text so it's a little bit different. And sorry for contact, we are not putting any text yet. We're going to do the contact form on the next video. So this is blank. And now we can check the add a navbar for list. And the next thing to do is to add a showcase jumbotron. Great, so let's add a new file called showcase.blade.php. And we're going to add a div class jumbotron and a text center class. Now we need to add another div container. And for example, let's write welcome to our first Laravel site. And a paragraph with class lead. So it looks bigger. And just write welcome to our brand new website. This site uses Laravel 5.8. Okay, I think that's it. Let's save this and add it, of course, to our template. Otherwise, we are not going to see that on the page. So I'm going to include it here. Showcase. And now we have our showcase. Okay. Now, an interesting feature of Blade, for example, is that if we don't want to show the showcase on every page and just on the main page, you can add an if directive and check for the route or the request. In this case, if we are on the home page, let's show the showcase, and otherwise do not show the showcase. So as you can see, there is in home and not in about and not in contact. Okay, great. So this is looking nice. We can check the item on the list, and now we have to add a footer. Let's go to our template, and before the end of the body, we're going to add a footer class with an ID footer, so we can style it, and a text center class. And here we can add, for example, a paragraph with copyright content and the copyright sign. Okay, we have our footer. Let's style it. For this, we're going to open our custom CSS file, just call the footer ID, and I would like to put a margin top of 30 pixels, padding of 20 pixels, color black, and background, let's try this color. And here we have our footer. You can see that Laravel Mix compiled the assets. Sorry, color was white, not black. And that's the last item of our list. On the next session, we are going to see how to create a contact form. And this is it, guys. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I see you on the next video. Thank you very much for watching.